In the ancient age, a time beyond memory, this world was found, settled, consumed, and discarded by the old core. The governors, overseers, barons, and kings left behind fought and warred over what few resources remained, leaving the already wasted world in ruin. In their day, they created great wonders of science and engineering, and inhuman horrors beyond imagining in their pursuit of progress, pride, and profit. It was too much for the gods of Eukon to bear. They struck down the wicked, scouring the land with holy fire, leaving nothing of them but ash and dust. The world heals, civilization returns, but the legacy of the old kingdoms remain. Heroes must rise to hold the darkness at bay, serving the will of the gods of Eukon. Welcome back to Gods of Eukon, a post-apocalyptic RPG set on a forgotten planet in the far undefined future. Joining today, of course, is Mario as Mr. Brian Dango.
Hi.
Currently in the no signal block.
Hi.
Jim
I
as
get
Rex.
no calls, no precious emails. It's like I don't even exist.
Jim as Rex. Mike as Thermidor.
Yo.
And Terry as Corva.
Hello.
Unfortunately, George will be a little late tonight, so let's get things started. Today is a very significant day as we wrap up. We have completed our very first adventure. We have reached the goal. We have reached the end. The caravan has reached its destination, but its troubles are not over. Today is also the day that we will be doing our official conversion from Exodus to... Come on. More dramatic.
Fate.
To Fate. And we will be... that is part of play. So, let's get into it. The party, where we left off... while Corva remained outside with a few of the acolytes of Kulau, the rest of the party went inside to observe a ritual. Gome's body was blessed by a acolyte of his own patron, and the body of the Reverend was placed in a chamber, and the ritual began. Through fanfare, lightning, and light, he emerged once again from the chamber, alive and healthy, and offered his deep thanks to each of you.
I'm still outside, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still
So
outside.
this guy just came back to life. How are you guys reacting to that?
Ha. Oh.
Alright, I'm gonna elbow Therm. Wasn't he dead?
Didn't I stay outside as well?
Oh wait, did Therm stay outside?
No, you went inside.
Oh. It's been so long, I don't remember. Okay. Are you sure he was dead?
Rex, you cut him down from the crucifixion post.
Pretty sure he was dead.
Indeed, I was.
That's a glowing recommendation. Big guy.
But through the kindness and the blessing of my patron, I am reborn. Such is the benefit of being Signer.
What's the catch?
I am not born, I am made. But being made has its advantages. As from what my acolytes tells you, she called upon our patron's aid in battle, and it was of great use to you. Such is one of the boons of my kind.
Nifty.
I imagine you have questions.
Do you get good cell reception with that ability?
It has its advantages, but it has the disadvantage of Kulao saying no and nothing happening, and us looking like a great fool. Such is his jest.
Should we be worried that, for lack of a better term, that you're a zombie? I mean, do we have to worry that you're gonna try to eat our brains or something?
I am no zombie. I am no wretched. I am Signer. My mind is taken from one body to another. This is not the same body you knew before, but a new one.
Where did you get the body from?
Such are the secrets of my faith.
No purple drink around here, is there?
No. The acolytes of this of this temple are entirely Signer. I will not be inducting any one of you into it unwillingly.
Huh.
As the awkward silence settles and everyone just kind of stares at each other, the rest of the acolytes go about their business now the ritual is complete. And the acolyte of Bruce is tending to the body of Gome, as is the tradition of their people. When a commotion is heard outside, the doors to the temple suddenly slam open, and you see Corva being brought in, restrained by several armored and armed crusaders who form a ring around all of you.
What did you do?
Can I talk?
Yes, you can.
Do I remember what I did?
During the ritual, a light armored crusader came up to the acolytes guarding the caravan and started speaking to them, and one of them and then came to you. You are one of the people that came in this caravan, correct?
Yes.
He takes a look around, and this caravan was owned by Richard Furman, correct?
Unfortunately.
Wagons owned by Furman.
And you are currently in possession of a raider who you captured on the outside.
Yes.
He curtly turns around. This is it. Suddenly, the Crusaders spring from the crowd, marching forward, surrounding it. They reach out to you and restrain you in big armored or power armored arms, and then go in to apprehend your friends. And now we're caught up again.
Oh, lovely.
Each of them are at least 8 feet tall in their armor. They all look almost Egyptian, with fitted metal plates built around a frame, and each powered by an ancient battery. They all wield energy weapons that look like they've seen a lot of use, but despite that, their armor is quite resplendent. And all of those well-used firearms are currently aimed directly at each of you.
Was I able to bring my power sledge in?
Unfortunately not. You were all disarmed before you went inside.
Where can I get one of these?
I kind of snicker when I hear Therm, who seems so unfluttered. Of course, I'm struggling and realizing that I'm probably not getting any kind of an access point out. So, I'm thoroughly confused because I don't know who this guy is.
As you're brought inside, you see the reanimated Reverend standing in front of your friends, and he was dead a few moments ago, and now he's alive.
But he's in a different body?
No, same body. He looks exactly
Oh.
the same. But
okay.
he's definitely
I
not
thought maybe
dead.
he looked different. I'm like, if he's in a different body, I wouldn't know who he is. Okay. I'm just kind of staring him down.
As you stare at him, the peaceful look that is usually on his face melts away to one of confusion and then gives way to rage. What is the meaning of this? You Crusaders have no jurisdiction in the Temple of Kulau. The lead Crusader, the tallest of them, turns and walks up to him, squaring off. These people are ordered into the custody of the Crusade. By the order of the Inquisitor. I don't care who it was that made the order. You have no right to charge into this temple and take those who are our allies. We will determine their allegiance and their intentions.
Where? Okay, so some position.
You are
Like a map
currently in
would
the
be really
center
cool.
of this temple, surrounded by at least 12 power armored crusaders.
Okay. What's my like? Are they in reach?
They are out of
How
arm's
tight's
reach.
this circle?
They're out. They're out of arm's reach,
Mm-hmm.
and each of
And
them
one
have
of them has me.
yeah. One of them has Corva in its arms, holding her tight. So it's
Okay.
not armed, but it is holding one of your friends. And all of them have their weapons trained at you, at the group. But at least 4 of them are pointing them directly at you. You can't see their faces through the faceplates, but they are staring at you. They know you're a threat.
I would say so.
And so the leader of their group talked to our zombie dude.
hmm
Where did that happen in relation to us?
He is in front of you. He was at the head of the group.
Define in front of, like, is he within reach?
He is not. There's a raised dais at the front of the temple where the ritual took place, and that's where the Reverend was standing before, and is still standing, facing down a Crusader who's at least 3 or 4 feet taller than him.
And these guys are covered in like metal armor.
Yes.
Well, there goes my ability to bite him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna step towards the leader
Okay.
to see how many more fuckers raise their guns.
All the guns are already raised, but as soon as you take 1
How
foot
many are gonna aim them at me?
as soon as you take 1 step forward, suddenly all the guns are trained on you.
Can I kick him in the balls?
You
Does
can
he have balls?
try, but it's armored too.
Ball armor. Great.
Yeah, crotch armor. As you take your step forward,
You can't
Rex,
run
Oh,
from
hold
shit.
on. What's Sturm gonna say?
the
I
next
was-
one.
I was wondering, could I perhaps pull a battery from my pocket and cross a couple wires and attempt to electrocute one of them?
You could try, but you've still got at least 11 other of them in the area looking right at you with guns drawn.
On me.
Then it'd be only 10.
By the way, are my feet on the ground or
No,
am I
you're
actually
dangling.
being held? I'm dangling. Okay.
Oh boy.
Rex, as soon as you take 1 step forward, suddenly all the guns are trained on you, and the next seeming highest ranked Crusader looks at you. Not 1 step, mutant, unless you want to be full of holes.
Already have lots of holes.
Crusader.
He seems to turn his attention to you. It's hard to tell through that face mask.
I have 2 questions. One. Well, actually, I have a question and a statement. One, we have nothing to do with Furman and his disgusting enterprise. I'm a representative of Fargo Farms. And 2, The High Inquisitor in charge of this region wouldn't be Lumantar, would it?
You can't see a facial expression through the mask, but you see the kind of a tilt, like he okay, there's a recognition. Okay, this guy kind of knows what he's talking about. But before he can reply, the lead crusader turns around, walks up to you, grabs you by the scruff of your collar, and lifts you up. There will be no questions from you. Only we shall be answering. Only we shall be asking questions. Take them! The Crusaders step forward, grab each of you as best they can. 4 converge on you, Rex.
Because of
Wait, not so rough.
And you're all taken from this temple, hooded and dragged away.
Lovely.
When the hoods are finally removed, it's been a bit of a rough journey. Each of you were restrained by most of you by rope, Rex by very, very heavy metal restraints. It's clear these guys have had dealings with Fessick before. And you awaken somewhere underground, as best you can tell. There is a light coming in from the ceiling, and not much else. There's a ditch in the back for relieving yourself, and not much else. The cell itself is entirely concrete with a single metal door that looks like it's been there for centuries, and nothing else in sight. Your restraints have been removed, the hoods are gone, and the door slams shut.
All right.
I don't like this place.
Under.
Go around and just check out all of the walls, ceiling.
I'm gonna approach the door and check out the lock.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for, assuming that we haven't been walking around in this very much. I'm gonna look around. Is it a dirt floor or is it a concrete floor? What
Concrete.
Okay. Air ventilation?
It seems that from the light in the ceiling, there is an opening that extends upward that appears to be letting air in.
Okay.
How high is that opening?
It's about 7 feet up.
So Rex could very easily toss someone up there.
It's not a large opening. It's only a couple square feet. And
So I have to thread the needle.
I'm a little guy.
You're not that little.
Oh.
No, but Corva's pretty tiny.
Even she's not that little.
I'm not even that little. I still think I weigh 145 or something. Have I ever had dealings with them before?
Oh, hey, look, we got a picture. The Crusade is well known in the region. They're one of the largest factions in the area.
Okay.
There is some general knowledge. Tell you what, if you go to your character sheet, you can roll a mediocre skill.
Roll a what?
Just roll a mediocre skill. To do that, just go to your sheet. They're all fate sheets now, by the way.
Yep.
So...
Oh, bloody sake.
Where you see skills,
All
down at the
mediocre
bottom you
skills.
see all mediocre skills.
Yeah.
Just click that die.
And this is just Corva?
Yes. No, go at everybody.
Uh-huh.
What am I rolling? I was.
Okay, on your character sheet, where the big skill section, scroll down to where it says all mediocre skills, and click that die.
How is that possible? I don't
Bring
have
up
a negative modifier on that.
You don't have modifier. The way fate works is that the dice are all plus, blank, or minus.
Oh, well,
So
guess what
it's a base skill.
I'm rolling
and-
like I normally do, which is shit.
So, for example, Terry, you rolled a minus, a plus, a blank, and a minus. So minuses take away from your number, and zeros do nothing. So you rolled more minuses. So you know.
What else is new for Corva? Seriously.
It's okay. When you
How
get
many
skills, it'll be
did we
better.
roll?
So, basic knowledge of the Crusade is that they are an organization that used to be one of the great powers of the old world. One of the few that were preserved by the gods, and what they tell the people of the Wasted Wilds is that they preserve the technology of the past so that it does not fall into the wrong hands again. But in recent history, their leaders have stockpiled weapons and see themselves as the sole defenders of the Wasted Wilds.
With the ancient weapons.
Yes.
Great.
That it is their right to bring civilization back to the Wasted Wilds by imposing order over all. They haven't had a lot of success, but that is their goal. That's an interesting menu, Mario. Brian,
Okay.
you actually have a bit more knowledge. And he shares that with you guys, that the Crusade and Fargo Farms actually have a bit of history.
Mm.
All right.
See well,
I am bringing a bank computer
yeah.
core.
But thankfully they don't know that yet.
Yeah. Wait, is that a bad thing that they know that?
So you guys are
Probably,
placed
yeah.
in this cell somewhere underground. And for the most part, the Crusade seems to be leaving you to rot.
So I've been inspecting the lock on this door.
Okay, so roll a... for you, if you're looking at something mechanical, for now, do a fair roll.
Interlaced video. Check it.
All right, you look at this
Wavy.
door and the locking mechanism, and as far as you can tell, on this side of the door, it is completely solid. There are no moving mechanisms on this side of the door that you can manipulate or tinker with.
Fosbot.
All right. Do I see or do I smell anything?
All you smell is dank.
Ugh.
Excuse me.
I go over and I slug you in the arm.
I go to slug her back, but then think twice about it.
And I just look at you with a gracious nod, like, thank you for thinking of me. And I
Looking around the door, is there anything? I mean, you said it was solid, right?
Yes.
So is there anything where we can pry it open? Maybe Rex can get a finger in to kind of,
There is nothing that you can see that you can get this door open. You guys are stuck in here.
Yeah, we're stuck in here. There's no windows. There's a big hole in the ceiling. And it's cement-lined floor.
So, at the risk of breaking immersion, the point of getting you guys into this cell is for our reroll process.
Yay!
Oh, now you tell us.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
But you guys are
It's
so
very
intent on
Skyrim.
breaking out.
And Morrowind. And
So-
pretty much any Bethesda game.
I was
But-
about to start crawling through the
I was gonna say, man, you got 3 animals in this pack.
Yeah.
Can't cage an animal and not expect them to
Yeah.
track
So
it
you
out.
got Therm, you've been at this door for hours. You at least you think so. You don't have much reckoning of time in here. Rex, you've been pounding on the walls, pounding on the door, pounding on anything you can. You've even tried getting your fingers into that opening, trying to widen it up a bit, but to no avail. Brian and Corva, on the other hand, have been quite calm during the whole endeavor, scoping out the cell, trying to look for structural weaknesses or any way they could find a way to turn the
us.
situation to their advantage. And Brian and Phineas has been...
napping.
No, not napping. He's been jabbering this entire time.
That's part of the reason why I'm just looking for some way to get out as patiently as possible, because I just gotta tune him out.
It's been at least 2 days by now, and
my
you're
God.
all exhausted. The Crusaders have been by periodically to give you guys enough food, but anytime they open the door, an entire squad of armored Crusaders are with them. So you haven't really had a chance. Rex tried and got a power fist to his face that knocked him down pretty hard. A power fist is an extension to a weapon that fits into the like a gauntlet that enhances any physical damage. Think the rocket sledge, but more compact.
Ow.
After 2 days, you guys are pretty exhausted, and the only way you've really been able to pass the time is by breaking down and talking like Phineas. Not the grifter kind of thing, but sharing stories with each other, trying to pass the time and keep each other sane. So let's begin with Brian. You're first on my list. So we've already got your character established, who he is, and some of his immediate objectives. So bring up your sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And based on everything that we know about your character so far, tell us what your high concept is. What is a one sentence or a statement that defines what you are as a character, as an individual, as a person? It can be something that defines you, a choice or a event that has defined your character. Something dynamic. Something that can be used to compel actions later on. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. How about everybody else? Because you'll be doing this for your characters as well.
I was a farmer and rancher that had his came home one day to find his family murdered. He was kidnapped and experimented on. He escaped. He sought revenge, but he couldn't find the ones that had taken him. He settled into drink and made poor decisions. He stole. He fought. He stole. And one day he got into a gunfight, and during that gunfight he killed a child, and it sobered him up. It was an experience that showed him that he needed to change his ways and to atone. Many years had passed. He's gone from place to place. He's developed a sense of humor for the ways that life has gone. but he never forgets the dark days of the past. They haunt him every once in a while.
Okay.
He's a gunfighter and a kind of a Zatoichi type character. High Plains Drifter.
There's a sound nugget if you ever needed it.
All right. So what do you have for your high concept? What do you think?
Oh, in a word?
A phrase or a statement that defines your character and defines how you make decisions.
Scoundrel with a heart of gold.
Okay, that'll work. Anything that could make it a little more specific?
I don't know exactly what you're looking for.
So
though.
both
Yeah,
the
I'm
aspects, the aspects define how you make decisions. Think of them as a simplified, what is it? Not spectrum, but alignment. But these are tailored specifically to you.
You're talking
So-
about like lawful good,
Yeah,
chaotic good.
But instead of it being general like that, these are alignments that are tailored to your character. These define how you make decisions and how you respond in situations. These are during Fate, you invoke your aspects to help you improve a skill. So
For me, it would be something along the lines of, in other words, it tends to be a solo, unless unless somebody she thinks is she kind of has like a almost like a white knight syndrome, where if there's somebody who's younger or less intelligent, she's going to be like the mother character, and she's going to be kind of coming to their rescue.
that might actually work better for your trouble aspect. There are two
Okay.
aspects. There's your high concept, that's your defining aspect, and then your trouble concept, your flaw thing. That's something that might
That would be
complicate
her
the situation.
Achilles heel,
Yeah.
possibly.
So, Brian, your trouble aspect might be something along the lines of hard to resist the bottle. Based on what
And so
you
for mine,
just
it would be like
told
white
us.
knight syndrome, but my
Yeah.
high concept aspect.
I could go for that. It might be fun.
Okay.
No, but I mean, like this is something that is in his past.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Go to somebody else, and I'll
All right, Terry.
come up with it while I'm thinking.
Since we were just talking about it, let me bring yours up. So, Corva, White Knight Syndrome. Okay, what about your high concept? What defines your decision making? What defines your character?
She would be defined by her individuality, the pride of her individuality. So she would always be, she was kind of thrown out of the ascendancy just because she was a genetic mistake. I mean, so while she was bred to do one thing, and she doesn't have parents, it's not like you had parents, right? She doesn't have parents. There's nothing like.
I've got one.
Okay.
Live free or die hard.
Ah.
Yeah.
All
She
right.
would definitely. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's go with that. And feel free to make you guys have played and you guys have been on an adventure together, so you know a bit about each character. So feel free to pitch ideas for everyone else, because that will also come into play in phase 2 of this of character creation. So now that we've got your aspects, let's talk about your skills. Give me, what are you best at? Don't worry about everything that's come before.
Don't worry about what came before.
Yes.
What I'd like to be good
in
at.
your mind, how you envision this character, what are you best at?
Okay. What she's going to be best at is going to be, again, perception, being able to see and understand trails. She's a ranger.
Let's call that awareness, and we'll put that under your great skill. So scroll down under skills, and the one white box that says great, add that in there.
Awareness.
Mm-hmm. And after that, give me 2 things that you're pretty good at.
Specifically, I'm trying to think of something really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Tracking.
Okay.
And animal handling.
Okay. You can put those under good.
Oh man, I forgot the.
Now three skills that you are above average with.
Okay. Emotional awareness.
Empathy.
There you go. Intuitiveness. She's going to be able to... She's above average at being able to root out somebody who's trying to pull the wool over their eyes.
I think that could be roped into awareness.
Okay. Physical attributes, like anything like that, should be mentioned too, like her ability to jump or something like that.
Acrobatics or physique.
And physique.
That could go into acrobatics. Don't want to make any redundant skills here.
And intelligence.
Okay. And after that, 4 skills that you are okay with. Your average skills.
Melee.
Okay. You could put that under fight. So that'll account for both melee and ranged.
Okay. Strength. Does that go into fight?
You can use strength.
Little. Not like Zeke. Stealth.
Oh, there you go.
And persuasion.
Okay, there you go.
Or something like that. Is it something different?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Now, the last thing we'll talk about is a stunt. Stunts are very, very specific skills that are rarely used, but they're the kind of things that you do with flair, with pizzazz, that are feats of strength. It's not something that you use every day, every scenario, but it's something about you that is just that much more unique and incredible.
If given the opportunity, she can jump on somebody's back and twist their neck off.
How to phrase that?
Assassin.
finishing move.
Finishing assassin move. Yeah.
How about don't piss off the kitty?
Don't piss
Oh,
off.
there,
the kitty.
don't piss off the kitty.
I like it.
So, in an event of extreme rage or
Don't
stress.
pet the cat. There you. That's actually.
Yes,
really, really
yes,
good thing.
yes. All right.
Don't ever grab a cat and try to dunk it into a bathtub filled with water.
Pretty much.
I was just gonna
Don't
say,
pet the cat.
don't grab this pussy.
Don't grab the pussy.
You had to go there, didn't you? Yeah, just
Jim's
had to.
allowed. Jim's allowed.
All right. Does this process make a lot of sense to the rest of you guys?
Yeah.
Give me enough time to think about what you want to put?
It's the skills are gonna. I'm having issues with the skills.
It's a very personalized system, and
Yeah.
that's what I really like about it.
Here, I said don't pet the kitty.
All right. Brian, you want to finish things off? Or you want to pick up where we left off?
High concept aspect, right? What was?
So high concept and your trouble aspect. So
Okay.
a defining statement, and then a complication, a weakness.
A good man.
Anything more specific?
Finishes last.
No good deed goes unpunished.
I love that.
There
one.
you
That's the
go.
one.
That's perfect. And your trouble aspect.
I have a big mouth.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So what? Sarcasm, snark, that sort of thing? Or is it more put foot in mouth?
Yeah.
Open mouth, insert leg.
There we are.
There you go. All right.
Insert tail.
All right. So, what are you best at, Brian?
Follow your nose.
So, scent.
Where do I put that?
Okay, under skills, put it under greats, the +4.
The nose knows.
All right, now give me two things. Keep it with scent.
Okay.
Keep the skills simple. Skills are very general.
Gotcha.
That way you can use them for a lot of different things. So give me two things that you're really good at.
Shooting
Okay?
and oh god. Shooting and smoking the reefer. No.
Like, what's this?
That's just a nervous
No, he's used to rolling him with that one.
Right now, and he could just
uh
go like that, and he's done, and pop it in his mouth. How very Clint Eastwood of him.
shooting and dodging.
Okay.
I've been hit way too many times.
All right, once you get those in, give me three things that you are above average with.
Let's see.
Take will be gone.
Charisma.
Okay.
So, I'm not going to use it, but it was hilarious because on the last character sheet, it was the fur. I was going to say shaving. But I am good at running.
Okay.
Uh,
Stamina then.
Stamina.
Yeah.
Stamina.
Yeah.
Okay. And I am. Oh, I'm good with. I'm good. That's not really.
Go reason your thoughts with this.
I was thinking since the entire RP I spent like cleaning and servicing the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at
Gun nut?
Smithing.
Smithing?
Yeah.
Detail work.
Yeah, anything that requires making weapons or making implements, I'm fairly decent at. Not like the electronic stuff, but more like attachments,
Like mechanical
gun
work?
sights. Yeah, mechanical work.
Would gun nut work?
I guess gunsmithing.
Gunsmith.
Gunsmith.
Yep.
All right. Now, 4 things that you are okay with.
I still remember how to cultivate food, so farming.
Okay.
So I remember how to farm.
Agriculture. Not sure how you could use that in an everyday adventure.
Yeah, but I mean it's part of the character for better or worse.
Okay.
Well, perhaps he has an understanding of horticulture, or being able to identify which plants are going to be like safe to eat. Or,
Green thumb.
Yeah.
Green thumb might be better.
Like survivalist.
Survivalist. Yeah, that would.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Or pioneer.
Survivalist works better, I think.
Survivalist. Okay.
Yeah, it's broader.
I have good fashion sense.
Okay.
No. It's the hat and the blazer. That's what it is.
That could come in handy. I'm just saying.
Like that stuff goes into charisma, I guess.
Possibly.
Yeah. I am. This gets hard. The more you add, the tougher it is.
Well, if you can't fill anything out, we can always fill it in later.
All right.
And that's something to reiterate. Nothing in your character sheet is permanent. We can go back and change things as needed later on. If you can think of an aspect that works better, we can use it. If you can think of a trouble that works better, we can use it. And as we play, we can add new skills, new aspects, new stunts.
Nifty.
Yeah. Not only do characters have aspects, but settings and the game itself has an aspect. Right now, the aspect of this setting is dank.
I'm decent at punching.
Excuse me.
Is it
So, fight.
okay if I switch for right?
What'd you say? You kind of Skyped on me.
Okay if I switch a couple of these around right now?
Sure.
Before I set them in stone.
Nothing is set in stone.
Yeah, this is a computer, Terry.
Oh, I'm decent. I'm decent at navigating.
Okay.
I'm decent at navigating. I can find my environment very well. I'm well read. Intelligent.
Lore.
Lore.
You're also from a separate continent, so we could call you a globetrotter.
Globetrotter. Does that go into lore?
This is more experience than knowledge. Lore is knowledge, like knowledge of the past, knowledge of different organizations and factions. Globetrotter, you've been there yourself. Yeah. You've seen it.
And now for the poor skills, right?
And now, what is something extra special that doesn't happen all the time that you can do? What is your stunt?
My stunt?
Yeah.
I can I can
Where's the ball?
tracking. No, she's got tracking.
No, this is not. The skills are very general. This needs to be super specific.
Oh. The shooting charge.
Shooting charge?
Yeah. I can get up on somebody. I can get up on somebody really quick and
That's still fairly.
No.
That's something that you could do fairly often still.
Yeah, because that was something I did during that first RP. I think during that big fight with Furman.
Take Corvus for example. Only when she gets super mad and super enraged, when she's completely lost herself in the anger of it. So that doesn't happen often. She's a pretty cool customer.
I'll get pissed and bite somebody in the jugular.
So we can skip it.
He's
we
a
can
pit
come back to
bull.
it.
I'll pull a Rick Grimes.
Arrgh.
Yeah. Anybody who's watched that episode.
We can come back to it if you don't have it right now.
No, I got it. That's
Okay.
the one.
What is it?
It's called pulling a Rick Grimes. It's tearing out someone's jugular.
Okay, so you have to be in melee with somebody, and you have to be within biting. You have to be ready and willing to bite somebody.
Okay. Yeah, I got to be really pissed.
Yeah. Okay. Jim, how about you? You ready?
Yep.
Where do I put that,
I'm
though?
gonna be.
Before you
probably
get to
tell me
Jim,
now.
where do I put that?
Under stunts at
under
the bottom.
stunts.
Oh, okay.
So it's bottom left.
I put don't pet the kitty.
Okay, so my high concept is committed to survival purely to see a better Yukon.
Can you summarize that a bit more? Maybe make it a bit more personal. Are you trying to make the world a better place for someone?
For all.
But was this inspired by any specific individual?
No, inspired by my own experience. Tired of seeing everybody get treated like shit.
Was there an event that triggered that?
My time in the military.
So your time with the Horde.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's see.
Is there any bit of guilt attached to that? Did you do something that perhaps led you to want to fix things rather than
Then terrify things.
So this is why I was trying to keep it down to short, but the idea is that tired of seeing everybody brought down from the perspective of bringing people down and leaving that that organization.
Let's see.
Oh,
I'm tired of putting people down.
Okay.
He's tired of putting people down. He's tired of people being put down.
Yeah.
But you were the one putting people down for the longest time, right?
Well, no, but that's so where we picked up on the story. I'd been out for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say like I'm not tired of it anymore. I'm tired of everybody else having to deal with it. Like I've made peace with mine. I'm thinking, what was the dude's thing on his helmet and Full Metal Jacket?
Born to Kill?
Yeah, well, with a peace sign.
Yeah. It was an ironic statement.
Yes. But that's like the general is a trained to kill.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, it actually does play.
Yeah, we can hear you, George.
Good.
Born to kill, but I am after peace now.
Born to kill, fight for peace.
I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Yes.
There you go.
Yep.
And what about your trouble aspect?
It's in one word, reckless. Sometimes forget you have to survive.
I forget my own strength.
no more of a forget the situation, like forget my own mortality. Like I'll put myself in a spot that you kind of go back later and go, oh yeah, that could have killed me.
Hey, Mario, looks like George is having the same problem you did.
I had to uninstall that thing. But I think you can just switch your camera input in either Chrome or Opera, and it'll switch.
I can't use Chrome. I can't use Chrome. My computer hates Chrome now.
Are you on Opera? Switch your input in Opera's settings.
Underwear.
You got. Hold up. You go to the settings section.
So let's see. You said
The other way we could go is too idealistic.
And it's
so
under.
we went for Born to Kill.
Born to Kill, Fight for Peace.
Fight for
Browser.
Fuggets? What? Do you have your character sheet open?
You turn me?
Yeah.
Yep, it just saved.
Yeah. Okay. And your trouble at forget your own mortality. I forget my own strength.
Oh crap! What was the other way?
I can't see it, but you might be able to search for webcam in the search settings.
Sometimes too idealistic.
This is a complication, something that makes things dramatic from time to time.
Idealism has a tendency.
Okay.
Especially from it. So think of it like that. Like when Brian described why he named his gun, my character's response was, "You married a gun."
Yeah.
You were married once, and I asked if you married a gun. Like it's an innocence, an idealistic innocence.
Okay. How do we?
Might need to reconnect. You'll need to reconnect using the thing after you.
We can come back to this.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. So, what are you?
I'm going to have to break for
Rex.
a minute.
Oh, you are?
Yep.
Okay. All right. We'll move on. Therm.
Yes.
So let's see. Tell us what your high concept is.
I have no idea, but I'm going to take a guess and go with never met a machine I didn't like.
That's good.
Nice.
That's good.
I also thought the Tinkerer would have been a good.
And I see you've got your trouble aspect that people confuse me.
People confuse me.
That's very good. I like that.
That one we all share, Mike.
Yeah. All right. For your great skill, you put building shit. Okay. Fixing shit, breaking shit, hacking shit, stealing shit, stealthy shit.
That's a lot of shit, man.
All right. So we got building.
On average, but I don't know what else right now.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, I was also playing off the whole shit thing. But
so you seem to have most of your. All right, so for your average skills, I'd suggest some sort of fight, shoot, fight, hide, something like that.
Quick question: we haven't switched over to Fate yet, right?
Yes, we're currently in the process of re-rolling.
Oh, because I have no. I don't know. When I'm really ready to go, well, you can just kind of guide me for now for this time.
I'll walk you through it, George. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm still down. XSplit Broadcaster is almost done downloaded.
Okay.
So you suggested like hiding.
Hey, George. Sorry
Yeah,
about
like
that.
fight, shoot, hide, and one more.
But what isn't like stealthy the same as hiding? And
Oh, you've already got stealth. Okay, never mind.
yeah.
Yeah, stealth means being quiet and sneaking up on somebody. I mean,
But
yeah, okay.
couldn't it also be meaning hiding behind a rock without being
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's why skills are broad and general, so they can use in many different ways.
Stealthy basically means how ninja-like are you? That's what it basically means.
So for your average skills, I'd suggest something like a fight, a shoot, and something that we can fill in the rest as the game progresses. And how about your stunts? What is that one thing you can do every now and again that is amazing?
See, I like the way the fate system works based on what I'm just watching Ross do to help Mike define his character.
So,
MacGyver. Can we call him MacGyver? Like whatever it is?
Well, that all ties into his skills already.
But something specific that he can do that not all the time.
Problem solve? Mechanically?
Stunts are very specific. These are something that you do maybe once in a game.
a specific like finishing move or maybe a specific ability, almost like something that you would pop as an ultimate in an MMO,
or your daily spell in a regular D&D game.
Yeah, or like Goose Sauce, Machina, whatever they call it. Maybe Mike has those moments of like savant-like skill that just come to him, like the Doctor does on Doctor Who, and he just goes, "Oh, if I do this, it might just do this," and then you have a huge problem solved.
Yeah, but as opposed to being something adaptable, it's a one defined thing that you can do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that would be useful.
We can come back to it. Maybe it'll be something. Maybe it could be something you did in our last adventure, or it could be something that we determine as we continue adventuring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So don't worry about filling it out for now. Keep thinking about it. Let's get to George.
All right, I'm about to install. It says download complete, but I'll talk to you before I do it in case it disrupts our game. So
okay. So George, what is your high concept?
I don't recall every detail of how I'm supposed to respond to this, but I'm going to just say.
All right. So the high concept is your defining characteristic. This is how you make your decisions.
I would have to say that he's a rascal, a rogue, but he has a heart of gold.
Can you make it any more specific? Specific to your character and to your experience.
He wants to actually be the guy that saves the day when it isn't bullshit. Like when he actually isn't just selling himself to people. Like he tries to make himself get sold as the guy who solved all the problems, but he actually would like it if for once it really did happen and he didn't bullshit people.
So delusions of grandeur?
Yeah.
Do you want to do? Is this?
Oh, there we are.
What is it?
Delusions of grandeur.
That's still a little general. Is there any individual or events that characterizes this for you in your?
He wants to make up for failing someone that died in his past. It could have been a partner, someone he had to deal with, and he had to choose between his own ass or theirs. And he's trying to amend by saying, sort of like he's on a. He's trying to redeem himself from a self-made sin, even though he's not religious. And so he's basically like, I screwed up once. I screwed a partner over. They asked a question, and if I didn't throw him under the bus, it would have been my ass. And he got killed because of it, executed, because he had to choose whether to throw him under the bus or himself. And he wasn't brave enough to say, no, it was me. And now he wants to make amends by finding an opportunity to do something that's in the same area, but make the right decision. Even though he still wants to be like a scoundrel. He feels guilty. So almost a PTS type thing.
I'm a nice guy. Really?
There we are.
Yeah, you can do that with a few dots.
All right.
No.
Wait. I'm a nice guy. Really? ...
No,
really. Yeah.
All right, and your trouble aspect. I think we can all hazard a guess what that is.
What would you guys say it is? I'm going to see if I agree. I want group input. based on what I've done.
I almost never tell the truth.
Yeah, there we are.
Trust you as far as I can throw you.
Like a secret
That ain't
bionic
far.
pinky? Yeah.
Now-
Oh my god, dude, can I have a secret bionic pinky? Seriously? That
No.
would
was
be...
for, that
One
was
thing I
for
want
third.
to make sure.
Be... It's
One
like
thing
a
I want-
sonic screwdriver?
One thing I want to make sure that is illustrated with the high concept and the trouble. Whenever the point of the high concept is for you to invoke an aspect by spending fate points, which you get a set number of in each game. Usually about 6. Now, you can earn fate points back whenever I invoke a compel. Compels are usually determined by your trouble aspect or by your high concept. So you want to make
I
sure
remember
that
that,
your
yeah.
statements, as we come up with them, are general enough that they can be compelled and used often.
Well, let me be more specific then. Like I said earlier, it has to remind him of the choice conflict he made with his past partner, where it was either him or me, as far as when the people who were screwed over said, who did it, be honest, even though they were planning on killing me anyways if I was honest. And I threw my partner under the bus, thinking that they may possibly not kill him, but they did. And so they believed me because I'm such a salesman. And I just don't want to...
Smuggler's Blues.
Kind of, except it cost somebody their lives that I feel bad about. Like
Yeah.
I said, I had to choose him.
I have it. The truth hurts.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. It's also
Oh,
good.
that could, you know what? I like that.
The truth hurts too much.
The truth hurts too much. Yeah.
Okay.
I like.
I like it too. See, I like this system because people are helping to shape our characters that are not necessarily what we see is what other people see.
All right. So I think we all know what Phineas is best at.
He's trying to be a better man. He looks at it like he lived a long life trying to be a survivor and trying to just make his life a little better in this horrible environment. But when he fucked over his, I'm sorry, we're recording, aren't we? When we screwed over it, you can explicitly do
This is
that.
a busy little Beaver production. It's okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Disclaimer. All right, that's good. What I was going to say, when he screws up, and if there's a situation in a future adventure, which you can feel free to throw in there, and somebody's put in a situation where I have to choose between my ass or theirs, is going to cause a huge conflict. Because I'm probably going to still choose my ass, but I'm going to feel really bad about it.
So for your +4 skill, I'm going for Silver Tongue.
Silver tongue devil type thing.
No, just Silver Tongue. You can sell snake oil. You can charm the scales off of a death claw.
But I still have my guilt.
You can talk a crusader out of his armor.
So
And
that's
I still
his great.
have.
Okay.
He's great.
All right. So what are the two skills that you are pretty good at?
Is sex too PG-13 for this show?
I don't see that coming up as often in play.
Can we
However,
let that be? Can we let that be like? Can we let that be something that we? Because you say you're not planning it, but what if I say I want to go find the horror house of the area?
We'll group that under George. We'll group that under Silver Tongue.
Okay. All right. If you really feel you must. Okay. So another skill I have is, what's that? Pickpocket. I want to be able to basically pawn off people's whatever they have on them without them realizing it.
So thief or steal?
Steal.
All right.
Without people I want to be able to distract them like a magician and talk to them, misdirect them, and then just all of a sudden I got their wallet.
Con man.
Why would Silver Tongue have effect? What I do with my hands? I'm just saying.
No, it's how you're misdirecting them is
Yeah.
the silver tongue talent.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And then what you're looking for is thief or steal.
Which he already has. So what else is Phineas Bug really good at?
Okay, did we combine sex? Remind me.
Yes.
Okay, we did. Okay. How about sharpshooter of some kind? Like I'm surprisingly good with a gun if I have to draw it and fire.
So shoot.
Like I'm like Doc Holliday. You know what I'm saying?
Good. We need one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me, like I may not have many bullets in that gun, but if I shoot, the dude's head's.
You put shoot under. I think your good skill.
All right.
No, you didn't.
Okay, well, we can add it now.
Okay. So what are 3 skills that you are above average with?
Oh, after seeing Wonder Woman, I don't know how to answer that correctly. You know what I'm talking about, Ross. Geez, you did eliminate sex, so.
Terry, you've seen it, right?
Not yet.
It's good.
You need to
That's
see
why
it.
I'm not spoiling.
I
That's why I'm
know.
being very. That's why I'm being very non-spoiler when I say the above. You know, everybody who's seen it here, you get the above average joke, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Stop spoiling it.
I just said I'm not spoiling it.
Focus.
Anyways.
Focus.
Okay, so we're going to say, what are my 3 best skills? Oh, jeez. I want to be able to play the piano, just in case we find one.
Music.
No, just the piano.
I don't see that coming up very often either, unless you
I
want to
don't
group
care.
it into something like cultured.
Oh, looking good. Finding a way to make myself look
So,
good as far as like
cultured.
attire.
Culture.
Yeah, I can
Culture.
adapt into culture. Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
What else?
Grooming, making myself always
Cultured.
try to look good. That's part of culture. Okay. Let's see. Good with animals. I want to say I'm good. If we come across any dogs, even mutant dogs, I got a better chance to get them to calm down before they bite us.
Certainly didn't help you on the river.
Didn't help me on the river, but I was under.
Okay,
I was
so
under,
animal handling.
jeez, that sounds so dirty.
Because you made it dirty.
If you think it's dirty, get your head out of the gutter.
I like that guy. Okay. Can we? How many more do I have? 2.
You have 2 more in the above average.
And then 4 more in our average.
Yeah,
Okay. Can we come back to those and
sure. Anything that you want to put under average.
Okay. We do, from what I understand of this game, if I leave some undone, we can figure it out in the middle of the mission, right? If it applies, everybody agrees or something.
What's that?
From when I watched the Will Wheaton thing, they held off on some of their qualities.
Yes,
and
you
stuff,
can.
and then
If
they-
you don't have anything if you don't have any ideas
then
right now, we can fill it in later.
in the middle of the right, and then in the middle of the adventure, I can say, "Can this be this?" and you guys can agree or not agree.
But until we add that in, you'll have to roll everything else as mediocre.
All right, I'm going to accept that.
Question.
Yeah.
Would, say, lock picking fall into breaking shit or hacking shit?
Um.
I think it would fall into hacking.
One is
Breaking
a
or
mind skill,
hacking?
one is a.
Hacking, okay. I think I've come up with a good stunt.
Okay.
He put it in the chat.
Cyber
Oh.
possession. He has a bionic pinky that can inject a small supply of nanites that can completely take over a system for a period of time. It works on organic and non-organic systems. The nanites only last for a short amount of time, and they take quite a bit of time for him to replenish his supply after using it.
Okay.
It's like a combination of
I
a
like
sonic
it.
So
screwdriver.
whenever you use this,
And
you
double
will
check.
have a consequence added to your character, saying that you can't use it for a X amount of time.
So that's just the consequence.
Okay.
For using it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your
Which
stunt
I-
And
has
you're
a
not like
consequence.
R2D2. You
I've
can't
kind
just
of already
try to
built
do
that
it.
in. I've already kind of built that into the little description. There,
Yeah.
So
Cool.
unless there's a specific amount of time, I'll just leave it as is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But whenever you use it, I'm going to we'll add that consequence. So, unlike with D20, stresses and consequences are the results of actions in the game. So instead of losing hit points, you gain a stress, which makes skills more difficult.
Okay.
And then but those go away after a period of time, depending on what kind of stress it was. Consequences stay longer.
Okay. So after blowing my load, I need to take a nap.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't we all?
All right. So
Russ, XSplit is installing, so I may disappear for a minute so you can see my nice face afterwards.
all right.
I'm still trying to figure out my average.
So now that we've got the character sheet building out of the way, now comes to the next part of the process, and that is crossing paths.
Rex,
So
you had a question?
yeah.
Oh no, I've got my stuff ready.
Okay. So you want to go first, Jim?
Well, I was gonna go back to my character building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for my trouble, overly defensive in the presence of military. So I get anxious and
Nervous.
and super defensive, regardless of the position of right when I see military.
I don't like the establishment.
Sure.
That's a bit more general. That'll allow me to invoke it a bit more often. You want these...
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Now, guys, just to make this clear,
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
you want me to invoke compels. That earns you fate points.
Okay.
If you have the more fate points you have, the more often you can invoke your aspect and improve a skill.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So you want to build in this risk and gain into the game so that you can earn back fate points more often. Cool?
Okay.
Gotcha.
So that's why they need to be more general and less specific.
Okay.
Okay, so don't like the establishment.
Although it would be funny to anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Well, that's more anarchy. This is more of a general dislike. And as we go on, we can add more aspects as well to your characters. So you aren't stuck with just these two. So once we get through this next phase, we can actually talk about adding aspects or skills based on the adventure we just completed.
Okay.
So first, Brian, you actually told us a couple stories already. Tell us about an adventure you had prior to hooking up with this group.
Okay. A few months back, I was in a small town escorting a courier with an extremely valuable package.
It doesn't have to be too specific. You can speak about it generally.
Okay. I got into a scenario where I had to help defend a town from a series of bandits.
Okay. And how did that turn out?
Not great. But the town is still standing.
What was not great about it?
Most of the people I recruited died.
Okay.
Yeah. There were 7 of us.
Terry, you were there,
Yeah.
or Corva, you were there, weren't you?
With him?
You were in that town. You played a supporting role in this adventure. What was that role?
Well, wait a minute. I was in the town where Dango's brouhaha happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, I had just come off of a bounty hunting mission and heard through the grapevine about this poor soul who pretty much lost everybody I was actually tracking. So he did me a huge favor. And we both and I loved the idea that I didn't have to work hard at all because everybody was already dead, so I split the bounty with them.
So as you two are in this cell together, it didn't really click while you were in the caravan together, but now that you spend several days just pretty much staring at each other, it suddenly clicks. You were there.
Well, I always knew. I think we probably always knew.
Yeah, if you're in the trenches together.
You're in the trenches together. I think that we probably always knew that that's who we were, but it was just never an issue, and it was probably part of the reason why we trusted each other a little bit throughout the whole thing.
And of course, the second crossing paths was the previous adventure that we just had. So the purpose of that is to actually get each character invested in each other. So you guys kind of...
We have a lot in common.
Yeah.
We have a lot in common. I mean, we have a lot in common. We're both, we're both splicers, albeit from different Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to come out and say it. We fight like cats and dogs.
We fight like cats and dogs. And who's and we both hate the harmonica.
What?
No, he doesn't hate the harmonica.
Oh,
love
okay.
the
I'm just
He was the
kidding.
one playing the harmonica.
He was the one that played the harmonica. No, that's right. Didn't I
Where
give
is my
Therm the
harmonica?
harmonica? Who ended up with the harmonica?
I don't know, but I got to find my harmonica.
What did I give you?
It was a little figurine
That was it. Okay. Yeah, that little figurine is
of some kind of wild animal type thing.
yeah, it was like a little a wild animal that kind of is actually a representation of the god that I worship.
Ah.
I just when I was taking my break, I realized
Uh,
we are trapped in a room in this cell, and Phineas has been going on and on and on while the rest of us have been searching. I was thinking I might use my cyber possession on him and put him to sleep for an hour.
Well, before you do that, Phineas, it's your turn to tell us a bit about one of your previous adventures before meeting up with this party.
Me?
Phineas, is he there?
Do we have him? I don't think we have
I
him.
see him.
He's black for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Thermidor then. Tell us a bit about one of your adventures prior to being with this party.
Well, I'm constantly on the run. I mean, I'm kind of let's see. I was a member of the techno cult, and they are seeking technology to in order to bring about the old world, right? So they're seeking old technology, thinking that they can undo the damage that has happened. And we, as a member of that cult, we were required to do whatever it took to achieve our goal, whatever it is. So whether it meant hurting people, stealing from people, whatever it took was whatever it took. And
in many ways, they're the opposite of the Crusaders.
Yes.
Or the foil.
Yeah. So that he didn't quite like that, which is kind of what spurred him to run away, to leave it. And he's been running ever since. But I guess the event that he had to do, that he was required to do that set him off. He was required to break into this village where they had this idol, this thing that they all like worshipped. That this small village of people kind of cherished as being belonging to them, and in the process of getting it, he was told to basically wipe out the entire village. He's a young kid, and he knew it was wrong, but at the same time he had to do it. It was expected of him to do as he was told, whatever it took to get this piece of ancient technology that these people didn't even realize what they had. And he ended up doing it, not because he wanted to, but because everyone expected him to, and he was just pressured into doing it, and he had to do it, and he ended up doing it, and he's hated himself for doing it ever since. And as a result, when he felt like he could no longer continue on, he decided to leave. He snuck out in the middle of the night, taking one of the cherished relics with him, and has been running ever since. knowing that he can't really undo what he's done, but at the same time hoping that he can help, he can make a difference, he can stop that from happening ever again.
What about let's say 3 months after he left? Where was he and what was he doing? What mess did he find himself in?
No. I've got a tie-in.
Okay.
Okay. And I just typed it all out. So I'll tie mine in. I ran into his clan, who was out searching for him after he ran away.
Okay.
One of the search parties on one of my ventures across, and helped look for him for as long as my path crossed. So let's say 2 weeks during that time.
Okay. And how did that turn out?
Fruitless, because obviously he didn't come back. But I learned a little bit about his culture, and I got a lot of his backstory.
All right. Did he find out about or did he react in any way did he find out that the cult was taking out entire villages to recover technology?
Did Rex find that out?
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Does he know how bad these people are?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Because he would have had to said something. So no, he didn't. He doesn't know about that part of it. He actually is he's coming from the perspective of that, again, that innocence, that newcomer innocence.
Yeah.
That has no idea about the atrocities and the other side of it. In fact, like he still hasn't put together that. Well, he's going to put together the terms, the punk kid that left. That I spent 2 weeks looking for.
But you do not know that he is that punk kid yet.
Yet.
All right. So that's a good crossover, or at least a supporting bit for it. What about, say, 3-4 months after you left the Techno Reapers? What kind of mess did you get into then?
Well, being on the run, not having really anything to my name, I have to steal, whatever I can get to survive, to eat, or try to get odd jobs using the skill I do. And I was this one time in band camp. No.
Oh boy!
Tell us about the tuna. Tell us about the tuba. Tell him.
No, this
It
one
was
time,
a euphonium.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I still can't get this XSplit thing to work, so maybe next time.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
That's all right, you don't need to
As
see
long
my
as we
shiny
can
split.
hear you, that's what's important.
Yeah.
So this one time,
I can now pick my nose in front of everybody.
I'm in this.
And your camera's on.
This one time,
And I won't do that now.
in this large city. Almost.
Wait, I don't see it.
George, hang on. He's kidding with you. Mike, please.
So this one time I was in this larger city, thinking, hiding out, being another faceless person in the mob. I'm just going from small business to small business, or from little proprietor to proprietor, trying to get some work, and I ended up getting this job, kind of repairing just a mishmash of various pieces of technology, just little broken thingies, and although the guy was nice enough to give me work and whatnot, he couldn't really pay me a whole lot, and I ended up having to. I had to steal from him too, in order to trade for something to eat, but he was nice enough to let me, sleep under his roof for a little while, but it didn't last very long.
Anything more dramatic or things like that?
Whenever the cyber call,
You show us on the doll, Mike.
Okay, so you went to a village. You hunkered down for a little while. Did a few odds and ends here and there, but still had to steal to survive. Phineas, you happen to be in this town at the same time too.
Uh-oh.
Well, I only just met him during our first adventure, didn't I?
You don't. Well, that's just the thing. You don't remember meeting him yet. But as when you were gone, the Crusade stepped into the temple where you guys had revived the Reverend, and they took you all custody and threw you into a cell. You've been in this cell for 2 days, and you're conversing with each other, and are remembering that each of you have actually met each other before.
Okay, so it was so dark and not badly lit that we didn't
It's dank.
really be able to recognize the people with us. I understand that. I mean, not personally. I've never been to jail for more than one night. But the point is, so okay.
I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but
so
I'm gonna say I've been in jail more than any of you.
Okay, guarding it doesn't count.
You worked for
I've
the
been on
police
restriction.
too.
That was kind
Couldn't
of
have
like
been
jail.
that bad.
She's a prison guard.
I
If
was
the
a
cops
jailer.
hired you, it couldn't have been that bad. Come on now.
I've picked up guys from the
Record had
grid.
to been.
Okay.
Anyway, George, so you were in this village
Yeah.
as well for a little while. Did you notice Thermidor while you were there?
Was it before or after he hit puberty? And I'm asking this seriously because his voice would have changed.
Mike?
Mike?
Um,
Oh, okay, sorry.
Because you're
think
like 15 now, right?
Yeah, I'm 15 now, so I guess I've been running for a few months. I would say it might have been right around that time, I guess, because I suspect that going out on my first real mission for the Techno Clan cult, it would be like a coming of age type of thing. So
Okay. Can we
I would be
can we
right
all
there on
agree
the-
whether
on
or
the
not?
edge.
Okay. If we are giving that Mike's current voice, which I
You
don't
can
know,
speak.
it's
You
up
don't
to
have to
guys.
get detailed with this. You can just this is just establishing that you have crossed paths with each other several times. So you don't need to go into great detail.
All right.
Just general terms.
Okay, let me just ask you this: would he have talked about certain things that would have caught my attention to remember this guy?
Well,
like how he plans to do this, or how did he break out of jail, for example, using his MacGyver-like skills?
Okay, let's say this. You come into the village and you notice this very young person fixing up machines like you've never seen before.
Impressing me and making me think, this kid has a lot of potential.
But he is
whoever
being.
guides him.
But the gentleman who is employing him seems to be rather protective.
He knows he has something special, and he doesn't want anyone else to get it, because he's productive for him. So I see. Oh, I would love to outbid this guy and get this guy under my service. However, we got separated by jobs. I couldn't find him. Whatever. Maybe I was starting to. Maybe in the last mission, for example, based on how I interacted with him, he's starting to remind me, and I'm thinking, maybe I know this.
Maybe that is part of the reason why I decided to leave at the last minute, is because I had heard that I was being negotiated for, almost being traded off as a slave.
There you go.
Yep.
So
like
is
it.
he a fugitive?
Yeah.
I think that could be one of those.
Yes,
I
he
am a
is.
fugitive. I'm a fugitive from the techno cult, for one.
Have you been branded? Is that how they do it?
Well, I
Let's ask-
wasn't a slave. I was just staying at a place, looking for a place to sleep and stuff to eat, and working my way best I could. But
All right.
here's
So is there a group?
I lived what?
Oh, I was just going to say, all I asked was, so is there a
can't see
group
Phineas.
that says you're now a fugitive because you used your skills to break yourself out of jail? And what kind of technology resources did they have to warn other towns? This is the guy we're looking for.
The Reapers are
Because of the
pretty.
situation
At
about
least
the
Mike's band of Reapers were a pretty fringe group, so they don't have a lot of pull in more civilized circles.
Did you change your name? Is my next question. Because if people hear about your name in another town, and there's people asking about you coming from another town, did you smart enough, even though you were young? You're hugely smart on technology. You're like a savant, but were you smart enough to think like, oh, I should also change my identification in case they come looking for me? That you guys have to decide, because that could be very important.
Probably.
Are you?
not.
Is your name now your name then?
I think.
I'm thinking you kept the same name.
Are
I
you
think
now,
I-
or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
I think the name is the same.
Yes. So he's being, I'm not going to say stubborn, naive would be the word I would use.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
young. He doesn't understand. He's a savant and doing all this MacGyverism, but when it comes to common sense, when it comes to what he did, right, yeah. But
Yeah, like I
breaking
said-
out is what he technically may have done, so...
Like I said, people confuse me.
Exploit broadcaster, by the way, is telling me some bad news.
We still hear you just fine.
All right. Oh, wait. Camera might be coming on. It's looking good. It's doing something. Anyways, so Mike, what I'm asking you is, stick with your worrying about it at the time?
I said
Or
yes.
did you said yes. Okay. So that counts. He'd given himself some limitations, or whatever it's called. Something you can exploit, basically.
I'm just going. Everyone knows me as Therm, but I haven't tried to change or hide my full name. But I'm not advertising my full name.
All right, so crossing paths again. Oh, Jim, tell us about one of your recent adventures after leaving the Fessick Horde, but before joining the caravan.
Okay. Okay. After a caravan escort, I was in a small one-horse town type place, and started having a conversation with a couple of folks, and somebody decided to start spouting off about Fessick. And I took some offense to it because there were some stereotypes applied or inferred.
Is that your race?
Well, yeah, I'm a mutant defector, but yeah.
I just couldn't remember.
So in the fight, ended up being most of city council, like the city leadership, and unfortunately, upon leaving, there needed to be a re-election or reappointment of hired leadership.
Let's talk about cleaning house.
All
Were they
right.
scraping them off the walls?
So, let's see. Who to cross paths with this one? You're the odd man out, Rex. Hard to figure out who to... Brian, you were in this town.
Hmm?
Mario?
Yes.
Okay. So you were in this town briefly,
Where Therm was?
where Rex
No.
was.
Oh, where Rex was.
Where Rex caused a re-election.
Where Rex essentially wiped out city council.
In his defense, unintentionally.
What role did you play in this?
I was at the saloon, relapsing,
Yes.
and I rushed out with a bunch of townsfolk and pulled a bunch of people out of City Hall, but I thought it best not to tangle with a Fezek, seeing as Lucille was checked in the sheriff's stop.
Sheriff's locker.
Checked in the sheriff's locker.
That last one, what happened? You don't have to. You can make it brief. It got taken from you.
Rex overheard some disparaging remarks against his race, and in his rage, accidentally wiped out local government.
Oops.
I
Oops
approve.
is right.
As a matter of fact, Phineas, you were passing through this town several hours after the fact as well. No, the day after. What did you see?
And happened. So, I wasn't there for that one. So
You were there a
I
day
just want
later.
a explanation.
Oh no, that was the explanation. I there was a racist remark. I got riled up. It turned into a bar brawl, and as coincidence would have it, most of the town government died. May or may not have been my fault directly, but they died.
No,
See, that's what happens when you smack into a load-bearing wall.
well, I'm not. I'm only going to help explain things. The authorities on us. You're of some guy named Buggy. I don't know. You're good, man. I got you.
I'm so confused.
All right, so crossing paths again. Now that we've had pretty much most of you at least, cross paths at least once, you all come together for the adventure we just concluded. So let's take a moment and...
Can I ask you a quick
Question. Maybe I missed it. What was Corva's?
Corva cross paths with... oh! No, we did. I haven't talked... Okay, Corva, tell us a bit about one of your adventures prior to joining the party.
Okay. Well, she's been out there for a long time.
Mhm.
Corva's in her mid-40s. She's pretty much seen it all, heard it all, viewed it
Doesn't
all.
look a day over 30.
That's the fur. You can't see the wrinkles. And she knows that's the advantage of. But she left and that's why she has like a small affinity for Therm. She sees a lot of herself in him. She left her generators, the people who pretty much spliced her together. She left them when she was in her just after puberty as well, because puberty is what gave rise to the fur, and that was an unintended genetic flaw. And so she wasn't as perfect as they thought she was going to be. And while she still has all of the stealth and tracking and all of the abilities they had kind of spliced her together for, they kind of missed a recessive gene. So she was kind of put on the auction block. It was like, okay, well, you can just be a servant here in our community, but you're not going to be used for what you were intended on or created for. So she just left. It wasn't like Therm, though, where he's on the run. They were more than happy to say goodbye.
See ya. Get out of
See
here.
see ya when you're out of here, because you're going to be less of a burden on us if you do leave. So she was fine with that.
See, I wouldn't want to be you.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like, you're of no use to us, therefore don't be a burden to us. So she just kind of went off on her own. So she found her way, and she tends to be kind of a tracker. So she works a lot with hunters. She works a lot with bounty hunters, and they pay well. And she's found a real niche in doing that. And so that's how she, of course, came across Dango that one day when he did her an unintended favor. And hopefully relieved him of a bit of guilt over the loss of his entire party.
Hey, it was a day you didn't even have to use your AK. You got to say it was a good day.
Nice run.
And I would say that she tends to keep her ears open on the political scene. She listens to her clients. She rarely interferes. And I would say that there was one day when she was taking a particular hunting group out for some wild boar type thing. For not just sport, but sustenance. And she heard about a certain Fezzik wiping out local town council. And she thought that was pretty cool because she didn't like the town council very much. So she heard through the grapevine about what this big old Fezzik did and has no idea who it was. But for a Fezzik to be as public as he was and to stand up for something so unique, you know, as a stand up against racism like that, that's pretty ballsy.
Well, I don't know about all that. I'm just glad I didn't get stepped on.
What about one of your own adventures prior to meeting with the party? What sort of jobs or major events happened before this?
She unintendedly, one of her biggest jobs is what led her to her rather unusual spirituality. Her kind of faith in a god that oversees the wild and over.
You're cutting out on me. Say that again, please.
Of animal nature.
Okay.
So it's like a god of kind of like the wild.
Mm-hmm.
And she had I would say that it came on a certain night when she was very tired. Probably she doesn't now, by the way, since the reroll, we still have some of the same attributes from before, right?
Yes.
Is she affected by alcohol still? Because she wasn't before. She doesn't get affected by drugs or alcohol.
Yeah, not really. Okay.
So she was just exceptionally tired one night when she had what most would call a spiritual thing in the forest, and a la Zelda goes into a little oasis type thing and comes across
the local mushrooms.
Kind of like that. Probably he's tripping out a little bit, and met a cleric and a small party from this religion, and she found that what they talked about suited her just fine.
And what's the name of this deity?
Let me think on that.
I have the notes out and ready.
Okay. Yeah. Let me come up with I have it. Hamascus. I'll put it in the thing. It's actually a raven god of Celtic background and Native American Indian. So
got it.
Hamascus.
Oh, I spelled that entirely differently.
Hemaskas. Hamascus.
Got it. All right. So, what about major jobs?
Major jobs, she's been working kind of as a freelance tracker, bounty hunter.
What were one of the
worked
most
for-
notable recent jobs? And you can speak generally. You don't have to go into too much detail.
I would say her most recent jobs would have been to hunt down the a very astute group of bank robbers.
Okay.
And she's been tracking them for a long time, and they're really, really good.
And how did that turn out?
And say it's a 50-50. She found a couple of them, but a couple got away.
Okay. Rex, you actually happen to be nearby for this event. What role did you play?
Okay, recap. Sorry.
She was hunting bank robbers.
Mhm.
A few were taken. She brought a few in. A few others got away.
So I brought them in.
Okay.
Do they like literally run into you and end up on their asses?
I was just gonna say maybe something like I was walking down the streets and one of them ran into me and fell unconscious.
I love that so much because this would be such Corva's luck, right? Is like Dango comes up with a whole pack of her quarry, and Rex literally runs into half of her quarry, and they get knocked out for her. I love this. This is perfect.
Perfect. All right. Well, that's the first crossing paths, and the second, of course, is our last adventure, the convoy itself. So, what do you guys think we can take from the last game that we can further incorporate into our characters?
Further incorporate.
Corva, for example, you could incorporate your bad luck.
Oh, jeez.
There was plenty
Actually-
of that to go around.
Yeah, it was my bad luck. Yeah, she's not. Actually, I would like to think it's the other way around. I would like to think that, considering the stories that we've put together here, she's exceptionally lucky in certain circumstances.
Luck comes in two flavors.
The bad and the good.
Yes, it
Yeah.
flows in one direction and out the other.
Okay, so I think that is worth a new aspect.
Okay.
Something along the lines of
I don't believe in luck.
no.
Or
Something about
I
the
believe in luck.
extremes of luck.
The extremes of luck.
I'm either very good or very bad.
Heads or tails.
Luck is like
And
the
yeah.
ocean. It has tides that come in and they go out.
Wait, I've got it. Oh, he's not here.
Oh, I know.
Harvey Dent. Can we
Yeah.
trust him?
So how do we phrase this?
Is it two-faced? Coin.
Yeah, I know. I liked it.
Coin toss.
That's kind of what I thought of when I said
Yeah,
it
heads or
too.
tails.
Yeah, heads or tails is
Heads or tails, no in between?
there is no
Because she's a
middle.
cat.
There is no
Ah.
middle ground.
No middle ground.
That's gonna be fun.
There is no middle luck.
There is no middle ground. Yeah.
No middle ground in luck.
Yeah.
That's gonna make your roles very interesting.
I think
I like
that
it.
might. I think that might also incorporate bloody mess from the last game.
Oh yeah, that I really want to keep
So
that.
for that, and with that, I would like to propose a stunt. I'm either very lucky, or how to word that eloquently.
Uber win or epic fail.
Perfect.
So just so you guys
dear
all
Lord, we
know,
can see him.
the word Hamaskas is also known as Chuyen and Guguinyi, These are all trickster god names from Native America.
I like it. All right,
Nice.
Brian. What would you take away most from the last game? What events or roles or skills do you think really stood out for you in the last game?
Well, seeing as I ended up trapped I ended up trapped inside the caravan.
Uh-huh.
I fell flat on my face a couple of times, and Mark Furman's not Mark Furman.
Yeah, you got the kill.
Yeah, I got the kill. But then after I said Mark Furman, who's Mark Furman?
You mean Richard Furman?
O.J. Simpson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's a completely different thing. Richard Furman, his body fell on top of me. Like, I'm gonna go with clumsy.
Okay. I always end up under things. I'll add that as an aspect.
Yeah.
Always
Oh,
the doormat.
I'm
Never
always
the door.
always the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
And what do you think we could take away from the last game that we could use as a stunt?
Oh. Finishing move.
Okay. Your killing blows are extra spectacular.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry. Nobody else got that, but I did. I thought it was hilarious.
What?
There we go. All right. After Brian, Rex, what would stand out to you in the last game? What sort of skill or I know it for you.
No.
When you sank in the river.
Yes,
I was always gonna say don't trust bodies of water.
I don't like to swim.
There's a stereotype I want to invoke right here, but no.
That is your new aspect.
Pesics don't swim.
Swim like a stone.
And what about a stunt? What can you take away from the last campaign that you think would work as a stunt?
If it's shiny, I can hurt somebody with it. With my bumper.
Everything's a weapon.
No, because I don't want to be everything. Because the stunt I have from earlier is everything's a frisbee when death comes to play.
Okay.
So I kind of want to have. I want a specific shiny. If it's shiny, it can hurt somebody.
If it's shiny, it can hurt somebody.
Mm-hmm. So essentially, if it's
that
metal,
actually sounds more like an aspect. So I'll use that instead of I don't like to swim.
Okay. Wait, how does that work as an aspect?
It means that you see anything shiny as a weapon, so it's something I can compel you with.
Okay. Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it's actually more useful.
Yes.
So I renamed the finishing thing to photo finish.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and Thermidor. What event, role, or choice in the last game do you think? Actually, I can think of one. When you repaired all the robots at the bridge.
Okay.
That and the winch in the river. Those were two really big crafting roles.
I guess you can't see me, so I have to go back to Firefox.
Sorry, George.
Keep going, Therm.
We can see something, but it's a chunk of web page, so you might want to look at it and see what you're actually
It's
displaying.
a chunk of web page. It's like LD20, whatever. Roll 20. Whatever. I want you to see my amazing face on the air.
I just think you rolled low.
So that kind of folds into Never Met a Machine I didn't like, but
what as far as his mechanical abilities?
I'm looking at the events of the last game
Right.
that can be used as either an aspect or a stunt.
Miracle worker.
Or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's working the smoothest. I'm just gonna make her face.
Kind of like the Scotty of the team.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
That's a good
giving
point,
her
Terry.
she's got.
No, not me. Not me.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Um,
I like that, Thurb.
I think that could work as a stunt. If you were on you can once in a game, you can turn a critical failure into a critical success.
Wow. That's
Once
huge.
a game, once
a session.
So it gets like a savant.
once an adventure.
Yeah.
Once a module. But
You're Skyping.
Yeah, you're Skyping pretty bad, George.
what I'm. Should I refresh?
We can't understand you. We can barely hear you.
Can you understand?
No.
Nope.
Ukulele. No, nothing.
You're cutting in and out pretty bad, George.
I'm jumping. Between.
He's jumping.
He's jumping. That's all I'm hearing.
I'm
Bye,
jumping.
Phineas.
Apparently, Crisscross has gotten a hold of him.
Well, it's hard to think of anything that wouldn't make you too overpowered. Because you've already pretty much got everything covered. Mike's frozen for me now.
no, I'm not frozen. I'm just not doing anything.
Oh, okay.
I think. I like that idea that Mike had.
What was that?
I like the idea that Mike had.
What was
I had
the
an
idea?
Yeah, when it triggered the idea of the miracle worker kind of thing.
Okay, we'll go with that. Miracle worker.
For what?
So, once and only once until the DM decides to reset it, you can turn a critical failure into a critical roll. Or a critical success. So if in the case of Fate, if you roll all minuses once, you can turn that into all pluses.
For what?
That's
In a
that's
skill
pretty-
roll.
No, I mean, is this supposed to be a stunt or
It's a stunt.
an aspect?
It's a stunt.
I think Mike's confused.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the dice in
whatever.
Fate are Fate dice are decent are cubes, but it's got 2 minuses, 2 blanks, and 2 pluses. A plus adds to your skill. So you start at a 0, you get 1 plus, you get a 1. You get 2, you get 2. But if you've got a minus in the roll, you got a minus, a blank, and a 1, you still have 0.
They block each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you've got 3 pluses, you've got a +3 to your skill.
Okay.
And that would be a critical
Yeah.
deal.
If
If it
you
was 3
roll
minuses, it's a critical fail, and you could swap them. That's the power that he's talking about.
Yes.
So as your stunt, he would give you the ability to change one of your critical failures into a critical success,
Right.
which could be very handy when you're trying to build something special.
Yep.
And rolling all minuses is a lot less likely than rolling a 1 on a d20.
That's true too.
So it's not too overpowered.
Okay.
All right. And And I can't really think of much else that I could add as an aspect. Is you pretty much this is all very much your character. And I can't think of anything major that happens. The drone comes to mind, but not much I can work with that.
The what?
The drone?
The drone. When you made that really amazing drone that
Yeah.
That Rex knocked
And
out of the sky.
There was also the bomb robot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Andy.
yeah.
But that was also a drone.
Drones are your friend.
But that kind of
I've never met a machine I didn't
machine
like.
Yeah. Okay.
Your profile is pretty solid. I can't really think of much else to add to it. But that's okay. Throughout the game.
Maybe something about hiding. Now you see me, now you don't.
Well, you still got 3 average skills to fill in. So there's
True.
still plenty of room to grow. Don't worry about it. And Phineas is gone. But his is pretty solid too. I'm a nice guy, ... really. The truth hurts too much. He's got his skills pretty well laid out, but he doesn't have any stunts. I can't really think of anything major that he did during the game that would warrant either a new aspect or a new stunt.
A stunt for him could be something like picking sand in someone's eyes. You know, something just a little underhanded that gives him a little bit of advantage.
That's more of a skill type of thing. Stunts are big. Stunts are fantastic feats. Like your pinky.
My pinky is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome, man.
No,
And what are you looking for? Are you looking for another stunt, or are you looking for
either?
For Phineas, right?
Yeah, I'm looking for
Phineas?
either. Something
about
that happened during the last game that can help define his character further.
What'd you say, Therm?
I was thinking something like you know, well, if it wasn't for the last game, if it was something new for him, some kind of stunt, I was thinking maybe some kind of maybe a card trick. You know, maybe he's got a deck of razor sharp cards that he can fling. You know, stick in a wall or.
That would go under
forehead.
extras. Extras is where you put equipment and things like that.
I love that though. That actually, I was thinking he's such a.
That means Gome cut his hands really bad.
He's basically Jonathan from The Mummy, but the 1991 one, not
I
the.
just rewatched that.
I love that movie. I really do.
Let's see, something from,
What?
something from the most recent playthrough. It's hard because half the time he wasn't there.
Yeah, half the time I was
Yeah.
playing him. Oh, wait a second. I know it. It's so simple. It's so obvious.
What?
It's a hidden flask.
I know a guy.
I know a guy.
Yes, I know a guy.
That is going into aspects.
That is perfect.
That's perfect.
And I think that is a perfect note to wrap things up on.
Awesome.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight for Gods of Eukon, for sitting with us as we re-roll from D20 to Fate. There is a lot of fun ahead of us. This system has a lot to offer, and I can't wait to explore the system with each of you and just continue having fun in this world that we're creating together. Watch new episodes early on Patreon, and until next time, say it with me, guys. Remember to live to love, and to play every day.
every day.